A few years ago, Corinne Humphrey wrote a nice little children's book called The Dog Named Rudy, and it was, a good success here in Park City, and it started to spread, and word got out, and now she's a nationally published author with the latest book, Shoot for the Moon, and Corinne joins us with Rudy himself, yes, the star of the show. Corinne and Rudy, thank you guys both so much for coming in.
Hey, thanks for having us.
So, yeah, it's been quite an adventure for you, becoming now a, nationally published author.
Oh, it's been an amazing ride, especially for Rudy, because, because he had a really rough beginning. He was abused and then rescued, and then he spent about 3 years in and out of various shelters because he kept getting returned or he'd run away. And he was in suburbia this last time for over a year. So he's come a long way, and now he's got his own bank account. He has a publicist, and here, sit. Oh, good dog.
Yeah.
And the book, it's just been really a fun project, and working with Chronicle Books has been amazing. And we've had tons of support from the community, and we've done school visits, and doing the book has led to a lot of other fun things. For instance, teaching classes for arts kids and after-school art program, and so it's just been really, really fun.
Well, talk a little bit first about the Tao of Rudy, and where the stories came from, or the story came from that created this new phenomenon.
I was a flight attendant for 25 years, and I needed a break to do something a little more creative, and so I took a 5-year leave, and then I started taking painting classes, and I thought, oh wow, now I can get a dog, because I never thought I was going back, and so I got this dog, and I went and was inspired by a Canadian artist who did a show called Beaks and Muzzles, and she only painted birds and dogs. So I went back and changed my landscape into a painting of Rudy, and that kind of started us off. And then I got a lot of encouragement from various people to keep going with it because they really liked the artwork. And then I just had this pile of paintings, and I went to a children's authors and illustrators conference at BYU one summer, and they helped me pull it all together, and I met a lot of agents and editors there. But then I was lucky enough to get a grant to pay for half the printing costs, so that's when I wanted to do it off on my own. And so we printed 2,000 books the first time around, and the paintings just evolved from just different things that he does. Each painting has a message for kids, like it doesn't matter what kind of dog you are, because he's a mutt. People, they advertise him as an English pointer mix. It doesn't matter what kind of dog you are, you can create the life you want. And that's the message that I want kids to get from the book. It doesn't matter who you are, you can create the life you want. And just silly things like roll with it, find a hero. There's a picture of Rudy watching TV of a show called Super Dog. So it's just been really fun. And
is that going to be the next property you'll be creating, the animated series?
Well, I actually did give Chronicle the rights to pursue film, animation, TV, board games, puzzles. So find a hero.
There we go. Find a hero.
Rudy's
Super
watching
Dog.
TV with Super Dog, catching the bank robber. So,
so yeah, let's talk about what are some of the you mentioned some of the lessons that you've passed on here. What do you hear from kids and probably their parents as well when they read this book?
It appeals to all different ages. The little toddlers and younger kids like the bright colors and the paintings, and they think Rudy's funny, and they always ask why he doesn't have any eyes in the painting. And one little boy,
eyes are hard to draw.
Eyes are hard to draw. And another little boy gave me a good answer. He said, because he sees with his heart. And and another one, find a balance, because that's a problem that I have in my life. Or stretch yourself, or take the leap. It was really hard for me to leave Delta Airlines and go without a paycheck and try something totally different, because I don't have an art background. I don't have a marketing background or a publishing background. So all this was new to me, and something just kept telling me to just do it and try it. And one of the original paintings, the first painting, was called Don't Be Afraid to Leave the Path. So don't be afraid to try something new. And that's just some of these messages that we've all heard for years. Find a balance, roll with it, thank your lucky star, things like that are just messages that we've all heard, but bears repeating, I think.
So you're going to be doing a bunch of events coming up here in Park City and beyond over the next couple of weeks?
It's really exciting. Saturday is our first book signing at Costco down in Salt Lake, and that's going to be really fun. And then up here at Dolly's on Sunday at 3 o'clock, they're having a coming out party for us, so that'll be great. And the first 15 people that buy books will get a poster. This poster, it doesn't matter what kind of dog you are.
Excellent.
So we'll hand those out. And then at the end of the month, 4 other authors and I are getting together, and we're doing a really great fundraiser for Friends of Animals. And each one of the authors has a dog-related book. It's Bobby Pyron, whose book Dog's Way Home just came out, Janine Heil, who we all know, favorite Stetson's Street Dog of Park City, and then Julianne Worrell, who did the bio photos in my book, and her book Park City Dogtown, and then Patty Sharlock, who is an author from Idaho. And so we're going to have a panel discussion moderated by Leslie Thatcher, and then book signings with everybody in a silent auction, and it's going to be at the Blind Dog Grill on April 30th from 6 to 9. And so I think that's going to be a really fun event. And so the money will all go towards Friends of Animals. And I'd really like to encourage people to, you know, if you want a dog, check out your local shelters first, because, you know, he's turned out to be an amazing dog. They
may be tough at first to deal with, but eventually they do come around in most cases, and then they love you even more than any other dog would.
He does. He's an amazing dog, and you know, he's really grown up, so he's ready for the limelight.
He's ready for the light. He's ready for his close-up, Mr. DeMille.
Yes.
All right, Corinne, if people want more information on this book, the last book, or anything else that is up to, you have a website that people can go to?
All the information right now is on chroniclebooks.com, and I will eventually have my website up, hopefully in a couple weeks, called rudyandcorinne.com. We're still working on that. The old website, the Tao of Rudy, is still up and running if you want to check that. That's got a lot of the paintings on it and our blog, and some of the other information on there. So
fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, Corinne, thank you so much for coming in. Rudy,
thanks so much.
Good dog. All right, we've got a whole lot more. We're going to find out how much more of this snow we can expect in the coming days. Don't go away.
You're a good dog.